Welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Shareece, and I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. Today, we're talking about Miss Megan Thee Stallion, who continues to find herself in extremely embarrassing situations, considering she is a woman of, a particular level of success, a particular level of beauty. And I wish so much healing and love and goodness on this woman. And so I'm going to give some goals and steps that she can take. And maybe you, if you find yourself in a similar situation, can also take to improve your life, right? Heal from the pain and then enter a space of thriving. Now, if you haven't heard what's the story on Megan Thee Stallion, right now she debuted her NBA boyfriend, and a woman that he was interacting with online came out with messages saying that he was sending her money and he was asking her for sexy pictures and also extremely salacious things that definitely sound like they belong on Pornhub. I could do a whole other video on this woman, but that's not really my speed. She probably should go watch some sprinkle content so that she can understand if you're going to be a sex worker, like there's a particular way to do it. Getting paid $100 is not really the way. But anyway, Megan Thee Stallion, it's likely that this guy whose name is Tory, like Tory, right? We'll get into it. It's likely that he is cheating on her, was cheating on her, not just with this woman, but probably with also multiple women. It's no secret that a lot of men in places of power and success and money feel like they can do whatever they want with women. They have their pick of women, and why choose one when I can have many, right? The person that I'm with is probably not going to break up with me just because I'm cheating on her. So I could just do whatever I want. I don't think, because Megan is also, similar to Saweetie when she broke up with Quavo, because these women are beautiful and so successful, they're much less likely to stay with a man who is cheating. So that's the story. Then we'll get into Megan's history. I don't know all her history, right? I root for women. Black women are my favorite. I love to see women achieve their dreams. And even though I don't really resonate with Meg Thee Stallion's music, I love art and I can appreciate her music videos. There's some songs that are really bangers, but I don't really keep up with all the things. I do know something happened in childhood. Girl, I don't know what. The only way you get to this level of toxicity in interacting with other people and in romantic relationships is some messed up stuff happened in childhood. I don't know all the things. I do know that her mom died, I think, while she was in college, but Megan has been through a lot of things. And in fact, a lot of people who are very successful have been through a lot of things. Part of why they're so successful is because of the pain and trauma that they've experienced. So I just know from some of her dating history. I don't think I know all. I think she might be bisexual, or I think she might be, because I saw her giving like Goo Goo Gaga eyes to the city girl, the one that was with Diddy. I forget her name. And one of her employees came out and sued her because she was having sex with girls in the back, or some very strange thing. No, he sued her because of money, but he put in there that she was having sex with girls. So I don't know if she's bisexual, but maybe she likes sex with girls but wants to be in romantic relationships with men. She consistently chooses toxic men, right? Which also reflects on her low self-esteem, her own sort of toxicity, being attracted to drama. I know she was with Party. I think Party cheated on her. We know that she had sex with Tory. I don't think they were exclusive. He shot at her, however you want to put it. The man has been found guilty and is in prison for 10 years. And then here she is debuting this new man who, right out the gate, we don't even know how long they've been official, right? But right out the gate is already having some controversy. Definitely would encourage her to run, right? That'll probably be the first step, run from this man. But my number one suggestion for Meg is get out of denial. It's probably very difficult for her to see her role in some of this chaos, that she would be around Tory Lanez, okay? I used to love Tory Lanez. I drove up to, I think he was in Tallahassee. My sister was in Tallahassee. I went to his concert when he was performing in these like really small areas and still walking on the, walking on the crowd. Like, bro, don't walk on me. But I love when he was touring with Cranium. I love that he was wearing an Ankh chain. But the more I listen to his music, the more I listen to him talk in like interviews, the more I'm like, this man is crazy. This man has some serious issues. I remember he was on the Breakfast Club and he was talking about liking Latina women and preferring them over Black women. This man is from Canada. Bro, there's all sorts of people in Canada. You don't have to pick only Latina, but we know why you're picking only Latina. Like, we know why. So all of that turned me off from him. So I can only imagine being in his presence, what his energy would be like. But to a woman like Meg, who doesn't really understand what chaotic energy feels like because it probably feels really comfortable to her, that's the kind of person she was attracted to. If I was drugged through the mud for a year, right after somebody shot at me and there was bullet fragments, whatever, in my foot, and then I was dragged on social media by the public, there's no way I would be with any man with any name similar to the man who did that to me. But the man she's with, they have the same name, Tori and Tori. Girl, what? And I know Tory Lane's name is not really Tori, it's right, Daystar, but we all call him Tori. Like, listen, I've been in a toxic relationship. Do you think I want to date anyone that has the same name as my ex? I've definitely heard stories like this in private practice where women, the same name as their father, the same name as their ex, like they find ways to keep the trauma going. So get out of denial, Meg, that you are part of this problem, and that if you could just stay away from the name, girl, you probably would save yourself some pain. My next recommendation for Meg is that she find another mother figure. Now, I'm assuming that she doesn't have one. I don't know. Part of what a mother figure would do is help hold you accountable and give you like that motherly love and gentleness since her mom died. They will help you understand that you are loved, you are worthy, you deserve goodness, and they will remind you that you don't have to take no bad treatment from nobody, right? Not just a man, but also from friends, also in business. Meg, I think, has understood in business, right, how to advocate for herself, but oftentimes romantic situations are harder. So I'm not surprised that she is still having difficulty in this way. But just to be on a woman's bosom, right? Have you seen Inyala Manzan when she just hugs up somebody and they just start weeping on her? I think we could all benefit from a soft woman who loves us without judgment, who is rooting for us and for us to be successful, where we can go lay our head on their lap or lay our head on their chest and they can just hold us, or hold space for us or something like that. I would wish that for every human being, but definitely for Meg Thee Stallion, who I definitely think is lacking some of that feminine energy that is nurturing and comforting, soft and sensitive to like what your needs are. My next tip is for Meg to take a break from men and women. If she has problems, like we probably don't know what her toxic problems with women are like. If she dates women seriously, I don't know what she does. But take a break from dating, take a break from messaging, cute, lovey-dovey, sexual kind of, interactions. Like just take a break from all of that, which ties into my next one. Like I encourage for women who jump from relationship to relationship, part of what keeps the relationship going is the sex. And so being celibate for a while, I highly recommend, because you gotta get that out of your system, because part of your motivation is like this addiction to the feeling you get when you engage in this sexual activity with this person, because you have all the chaos, you have all the confusion, and then you add sex to the mix, and it's just a lot of high emotions, a lot of craziness going on that can lead to impaired judgment. And then, I mean, this this continued interaction with a man who you have no business being with. My second to last for Meg is to forgive herself for the mistakes that she's made. Like once you get out of denial, what often happens when I'm working with clients is they not necessarily go through a depression, but there is a low point where they're just shocked at how toxic they've been, how manipulative they've been, how much chaos and confusion they've created and resonated with, right? Because part of why it's there in their life is because it feels familiar or like comfortable to them. They are shocked that this is what they've been doing, and then they feel really bad. Okay, we can feel bad for a little bit, but at the end, you have to let go of this like self-judgment and being hard on yourself, and understand that you're this way for a reason. If you can understand that, I think it's a little bit easier to forgive yourself for not knowing better. Like this is what you were shown, or this is what you thought was normal. This is what you thought was part of a relationship, to have like craziness going on. It's really not. And then really working on increasing your discernment and raising your vibration so that chaos and confusion does not feel familiar or comfortable to you anymore. And then my last one is for Meg to address her flaws in therapy, or, I call it like your dark side or your shadow, do like your shadow work, whatever it is that you are doing to other people, the negative thoughts that you're having about yourself, like all of those things need to see the light of day. You need to talk about them out loud, and then you need to find strategies and ways to change them, reduce them, let them go. Things like letting go of shame and guilt and learning some new strategies on how to regulate your emotions. Oftentimes, women who love too much and are in these situations are codependent. So, one of the core features of codependency is not being able to regulate your own feelings. You rely on somebody else to do it for you, and you might regulate yourself through controlling and manipulative behaviors for someone else because they give you a sense of peace or calm or whatever. I have lots of other videos about codependency. I did a whole review on the book Women Who Love Too Much that I highly recommend Megan Thee Stallion and you, if you can resonate with some of her challenges, to also read. I really do think it's a life-changing book that can help you learn how to get out of denial and address the difficult parts of yourself. And then in therapy, I don't know if Meg has really mourned her mom. I think there's been so much craziness happening in her life that has she really had a chance to mourn? Mourning never quite ends, right? But have you given it the time and attention initially that it needs so that you are not so affected by the loss? And there may be other losses that she's experienced because she also had a best friend that was in the car when Tori shot at her or a friend shot at her, who knows? And that could be like a really traumatic experience there too. Like, did she forgive herself? Did she forgive the friend, the ex-friend, whatever that is? I definitely recommend therapy or some kind of life coaching. Meg might be at a level where she could really find like an executive coach that covers like all the different areas of business and emotions, relationships, all the things. So I would say whatever you have access to, there are lots of different ways to get this kind of feedback. It could be at your church or it could be a family member that is helping you to stay accountable and change some of your toxic ways. That's my recommendation for Miss Meg the Stallion. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. Check out the description box for any links to other videos, important things. Share this video with a woman who you think loves too much and could use some encouragement to focus on herself and change some of her behaviors. And thank you for watching.